It was a sunny afternoon in a quiet suburban neighborhood. Inside a cozy house, Tom the cat was lazily sprawled out on the living room floor, dreaming of a peaceful nap. Meanwhile, Jerry the mouse was busy gathering crumbs from the kitchen counter for his little stash. Life had been unusually calm between the two rivals, but that was about to change. Enter Timmy, a 6-year-old boy notorious in the neighborhood for his mischievous antics. Timmy was staying over for the weekend, and his reputation preceded him. As soon as he entered the house, his eyes lit up with excitement upon spotting Tom, a cat, and a mouse too. Timmy exclaimed, "This is going to be fun." Timmy's idea of fun was chaos. He picked up Tom by the tail, ignoring the cat's protests, and spun him around like a furry helicopter. Tom let out a yowl, his nap ruined, and Jerry peeked out from his hideout, curious about the commotion. "Put me down, you little gremlin," Tom thought, though all that came out was a pitiful meow. Timmy finally let go, sending Tom flying into the couch. The boy then turned his attention to Jerry, who immediately realized he was the next target. With lightning speed, Jerry darted into his mouse hole, but not before Timmy set up an elaborate trap involving marbles, glue, and a frying pan. Tom, still recovering from his impromptu flight, watched Timmy with growing annoyance. The boy was clearly more trouble than even Jerry. For once, Tom and Jerry exchanged a look that seemed to say, "Truce?" Jerry cautiously emerged from his hole, and together, the unlikely duo began plotting their revenge on the naughty child. First, Jerry scurried around the house, tying string to strategically placed objects while Tom distracted Timmy by pretending to chase him. The boy, delighted by the game, didn't notice the tripwire Jerry had set up near the dining table. "Gotcha!" Timmy shouted, lunging for Jerry, but he tripped over the string and tumbled into a stack of cushions Tom had conveniently arranged. While Timmy scrambled to his feet, Jerry triggered the second part of their plan, a cleverly balanced bucket of flour. It tipped over, covering Timmy in a cloud of white powder. "Hey!" Timmy yelled, sneezing uncontrollably. Tom and Jerry exchanged a satisfied high-five or paw-five before retreating to their respective safe zones. But the battle wasn't over yet. Timmy, now angrier than ever, grabbed a broom and declared war. The rest of the afternoon was a whirlwind of pranks, chases, and slapstick chaos. Timmy tried everything to catch the cunning duo, from setting mouse traps to baiting Tom with fish, but the cat and mouse were always one step ahead. By evening, Timmy was exhausted, his mischievous energy finally depleted. He collapsed on the couch, covered in flour, jam, and feathers, don't ask, while Tom and Jerry shared a quiet moment in the kitchen, enjoying some milk and cheese. As Timmy dozed off, the house finally returned to its usual, semi-peaceful state. Tom and Jerry knew their rivalry would resume tomorrow, but for now, they were content knowing they had outsmarted the naughtiest child in the neighborhood. And for Tom and Jerry, that was the sweetest victory of all. The morning sun streamed through the windows as Timmy woke up, still smeared with remnants of yesterday's chaos. He rubbed his eyes and grinned mischievously. "Round two," he whispered, leaping off the couch. Tom was in the backyard, soaking in the peaceful dawn. Jerry had retreated to his mouse hole, savoring the silence. Both had hoped Timmy would sleep in, but that hope was short-lived. Timmy burst into the yard carrying a garden hose. He aimed it at Tom, yelling, "Bath time, kitty." Tom's eyes widened in horror as a torrent of water hit him. His fur clung to his body, making him look like a drenched mop. Jerry peeked out to witness the scene, chuckling to himself. But his amusement didn't last long. "Mouse hunt," Timmy shouted as he spotted Jerry. He dropped the hose, sprinted inside, and returned with a butterfly net. Jerry gulped and darted back into his hole. Tom, still dripping wet, glared at Jerry as he scampered by. "This is all your fault." Jerry popped his head out, smirking. Hey, we're in this together, remember? By mid-morning, Tom and Jerry had had enough. Timmy's pranks were relentless. He turned the kitchen into a slip and slide with butter, built a makeshift slingshot to launch apples at Tom, and even tried to flush Jerry out of his hole using a vacuum cleaner. Tom and Jerry convened for an emergency meeting under the dining table. "This kid is a menace," Tom growled, drying himself with a towel. "No kidding," Jerry agreed. "We need something big, something unforgettable." They hatched an ambitious plan. It was risky, but desperate times called for desperate measures. While Timmy was distracted tying balloons to furniture for no apparent reason, Jerry scurried through the house, setting traps at key locations. Tom worked on distracting Timmy, using his favorite toy, a rubber ball. "Here, kitty kitty," Timmy called, throwing the ball. Tom pretended to chase it, leading Timmy closer to the traps. The first trap was simple. Jerry had sprinkled marbles on the floor near the hallway. Timmy stepped on them and went sliding, arms flailing, until he landed face first into a strategically placed pie. Bleg. Timmy wiped the whipped cream from his eyes, fuming. Before he could recover, the second trap triggered. Jerry had tied a rope to the refrigerator door, and as Timmy stumbled backward, the door swung open. A bucket of leftover spaghetti fell onto his head, draping him in noodles. "You little pests," Timmy roared, blindly charging toward the living room. As Timmy entered the living room, Tom pulled a cord hidden behind the couch. A bucket of feathers and glitter tipped over, covering Timmy in a sparkly mess. But the piece de resistance was waiting in the corner, a large box labeled "Surprise," with a stick propping it up. Jerry waved a piece of cheese under Timmy's nose, leading him toward the box. Curiosity got the better of him. "What's in here?" Timmy asked, crouching down. With a quick pull of the stick, the box came crashing down, trapping Timmy inside. Jerry gave Tom a thumbs up as the two stood triumphantly over their captured tormentor. Timmy, though still mischievous, had finally met his match. A week had passed since Timmy's chaotic visit, and Tom and Jerry were finally enjoying the peace they had earned. Tom basked in a sunny patch on the floor, while Jerry lounged in his mouse hole with a slice of cheese. Their tranquility didn't last long. The doorbell rang, followed by a familiar, high-pitched voice. "I'm back." Tom's fur stood on end, and Jerry's cheese dropped from his tiny hands. They exchanged a horrified glance. Timmy had returned. "Not again," Tom groaned. This time, Timmy came prepared. He wheeled in a suitcase brimming with toys, water pistols, paint cans, rubber bands, and even a slingshot. "I brought my own gear this time," Timmy declared proudly. Tom immediately bolted for the stairs, while Jerry scampered into the walls. They needed a plan fast. Tom and Jerry decided that this time, they wouldn't just fight back. They'd make sure Timmy never wanted to return. This would be the ultimate showdown. Step 1. The paint trap. While Timmy unpacked his suitcase, Jerry sneaked into the garage and carried over cans of brightly colored paint. Tom, using his strength, set up a series of buckets balanced on doors and shelves. Timmy, wandering into the kitchen, stepped on a spring-loaded plank Jerry had rigged. The plank launched a spoonful of peanut butter directly onto his face. "Ew." Timmy wiped it off and stepped forward, right into a tripwire. The buckets of paint tipped over, drenching him in vibrant reds, blues, and greens. "I look like a rainbow," Timmy shouted, fuming. Step 2. The exploding pantry. While Timmy cleaned himself up, Jerry rigged the pantry with a simple yet effective trap. He stacked cans of soda and bags of flour just right so that when Timmy opened the door, the contents would topple over. Snacks," Timmy said, opening the pantry. Boom! Soda cans burst open, spraying sticky cola everywhere, while the flour exploded in a puff, turning the kitchen into a sticky, powdery mess. Tom peeked around the corner, suppressing a laugh. This is too good. Step 3. The ultimate Rube Goldberg. For their grand finale, Tom and Jerry built an elaborate Rube Goldberg machine stretching across the entire house. It involved marbles, rolling balls, swinging pans, and even a toy train Jerry had scavenged from the attic. Jerry baited Timmy with a fake mouse crafted from a sock, tied to a string. Timmy, falling for the trick, chased the mouse into the living room. "Gotcha," he yelled, grabbing the sock. The string pulled a lever, which sent a series of gears into motion. A rolling ball knocked over a row of dominoes, which triggered a teetering stack of books. The final act, a catapult, Jerry's masterpiece, launched a cream pie directly at Timmy's face. Splat! Timmy stood frozen, covered in pie, paint, flour, and soda. The house was in complete disarray, but Tom and Jerry stood victorious. Timmy wiped the pie from his face, looking defeated for the first time. Okay, you win," he said, throwing his hands up. Tom and Jerry exchanged a triumphant glance. Their plan had worked. "I'll leave you guys alone for now," Timmy muttered as he gathered his suitcase and trudged toward the door. As the door closed behind him, Tom and Jerry collapsed in relief. "Think he'll stay away this time?" Tom asked, sprawled on the couch. Jerry grinned. "If he doesn't, we'll just get more pies." And for the first time in days, the house was quiet once again. Tom and Jerry finally returned to their usual antics, enjoying their well-earned victory over the world's naughtiest child. It had been 2 weeks since Timmy's chaotic departure, and Tom and Jerry were enjoying their much-needed respite. The house was calm again, filled with the usual antics of Tom chasing Jerry and Jerry outwitting Tom. But little did they know, Timmy had been plotting his comeback. Timmy, now equipped with new tricks and gadgets, convinced his parents to drop him off again for the weekend. As the door creaked open, Tom's ears perked up, and Jerry froze mid-bite of cheese. "Miss me?" Timmy grinned, revealing a backpack bulging with who knows what. Tom groaned, slapping his paw to his face. Jerry quickly dashed into his mouse hole, whispering, "Here we go again." But this time, Timmy wasn't just here to cause mischief. He was here to win. As soon as Timmy entered, he pulled out his first contraption, a remote-controlled car equipped with a tiny net launcher. He set it loose in the living room, directing it straight toward Jerry's hole. Jerry barely escaped, jumping onto a counter just as the net missed him by inches. Timmy smirked. "Not so fast, little guy." Meanwhile, Tom tried to sneak out of the room, but Timmy wasn't letting him off the hook either. He deployed his second gadget, a drone armed with a water balloon dropper. "Let's see how you like this, kitty." Tom yowled as water balloons rained down on him. He scrambled for cover under a table, his fur dripping wet. Jerry, shaking from the near miss, darted toward Tom's hiding spot. "We got to work together again. This kid means business." Tom gritted his teeth, but nodded. "What's the plan?" Jerry quickly sketched out a strategy on a piece of paper, and Tom's eyes gleamed with excitement. Tom lured Timmy to the backyard by pretending to be stuck in a box. Timmy, thinking he had finally captured the elusive cat, ran out with his net launcher. "Gotcha," Timmy said, approaching the box. But as soon as he stepped onto the lawn, Jerry triggered a hidden lever, causing a bucket of mud to tip over. Splat! Timmy was instantly covered head to toe. Tom burst out of the box, laughing so hard he could barely run. "You think that's funny?" Timmy yelled, wiping mud from his eyes. Furious, Timmy chased Jerry into the garage. But the clever mouse had rigged the garage with even more traps. The moment Timmy stepped inside, a broom swung down like a pendulum, knocking his hat off. As he stumbled backward, he triggered a line of dominoes that sent a bowling ball rolling straight toward him. Timmy dove out of the way, landing in a pile of rakes, which sprang up and smacked him in the face one by one. "Ugh, I hate rakes," Timmy growled. Tom and Jerry, sensing the time was right, set their final trap. They led Timmy back into the house, where they had transformed the living room into a giant obstacle course of chaos. A swinging chandelier with a pie attached to the end, a spring-loaded couch that launched pillows like missiles, a giant fan blowing feathers everywhere. Timmy charged in, determined to outsmart the duo. But as soon as he entered, the traps activated in perfect harmony. The pie smacked him in the face, the couch launched him into the air, and the fan covered him in feathers. When the dust settled, Timmy was a muddy, pie-covered, feathered mess sitting in the middle of the room.